Welcome back, everyone. This is Dr. Aditya Sibi Chakravarti from Dr. Talks. Today, we will be dealing with a very rare disease, and that disease which is not commonly seen clinically, and that disease which is mostly read from text. That will be the prion disease. But my understanding about prion disease comes completely from reading the textbooks. I have never seen a case of prion disease. So, what is this prions? Prions basically are proteins. They are misfolded proteins which are intrinsically resistant to degradation. They are thought as infectious or genetically acquired or sporadically acquired. That is not clearly known, and they are intrinsically resistant to degradation, and they can cause numerous CNS symptoms with no immune response to those proteins are seen. Initially it was thought as virus, but that thought was quickly ruled out. So we will see what is a prion disease. So prion diseases, literally means proteins. They are basically proteins which are going into an alternate maladapted proteins, adapting into an alternate configuration and are capable of self-propagating. And these are proteins. They have got alternate configuration and they are capable of self-propagating. There is no nucleic acid, there is no DNA or RNA. They have no nucleic acid. They are alternately folded proteins. They can cause numerous animal as well as human diseases. We'll take a look into the human animal diseases. The first disease in humans will be the Kuru. Kuru was it was more commonly seen in Papua New Guinea, where there was a ritual of eating cannibalism. Cannibalism means consumption of humans' meat by other human. This Kuru has got its incidence to be decreased once this cannibalism was eliminated. The other disease will be the CJD. CJD is one of the most common prion diseases in human population. It is for many variants. The sporadic CJD, the familial sporadic CJD, familial CJD, variant CJD, and atogenic CJD. All these things can cause human diseases. The other prion disease will be the familial fatal insomnia and Gerstmann-Strassner-Scheinker syndrome. All these things can cause human prion diseases. Wherein an animal prion disease, it is basically the scrapie or a bovine systemic encephalopathy or transmissible mink encephalopathy. These are the animal prion diseases which are more common in animal population, not seen in human population. Now, we have taught what is this prion diseases, and we will be seeing what are the proteins that are involved in prion diseases. So the PRPSC, this is the main pathological culprit. This PRPSC protein, it is more commonly seen with scrapie prions. This and also in other CJD, also this PRPC is in scrapie prions. This PRPC appears to be a precursor to the PRPSC proteins, and this PRNP, again, this is derived from PRP gene on human chromosome 20. So what does this mean? This means the disease is familial, or it is thought to be familial, because it is the gene that is responsible for prion is coded in the human chromosome on chromosome 20. So what are the different prion disease? We will saw that sporadic CJD. Sporadic CJD accounts for the majority of the patient of CJD. 80% of the CJD is sporadic CJD. That is the most common human prion diseases. The other inherited CJD will be the familial CJD. It is autosomal dominant mode of inheritance and mutation in PRP gene. The other prion diseases I mentioned earlier will be the FFI and Gerstmann-Strassner-Scheinker syndrome. So iatrogenic CJD secondary to accidental inoculations. We will be dealing that later. And variant CJD is again seen in European population because of beef consumption of a contaminated beef. See, BSE cow. This is the bovine spongiform encephalopathy cow. This is a cow that has been infected with prion disease, and young adults and teenagers of Europe who consume these beef were thought to have this transmission. So what is the pathogenesis? What happens in prion disease? Is it an infectious particle? Is it hereditary? Is it sporadic? There is no clear answer. As of now, the common finding that we see in all prion disease is that there is an abnormal metabolism of prion proteins. There is misfolding of prion proteins, and this misfolded proteins gets deposited in the brain tissues. And there is also evidence of human genetically. There is a PRNP gene on chromosome 20. They also have this prion disease. The PRPSC is a precursor protein, undergoes proteolysis to form PRPC gene, and this PRPC gene gets transformed into the amyloid proteins and other problems. So iatrogenic CGD, what are the procedures by which you can transmit the Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease? It can be because of corneal transplantation. It can be because of transmission of contaminated EEG. Between taking EEG different patients, we can use that contaminated EEG electrodes. By these electrodes, it can result in the transmission of prion infection. So corneal transplant, contaminated EEG electrode, any surgical procedure, dura mater graft. This was very important thing. And then contaminated injections, human growth hormone or human HCG injections. This can from this growth hormone HCG, which is derived from a person who was having this prion disease, can lead to the transmission of infection to the recipient. And what is this variant CJD? As I said earlier, it is because of consumption of tainted beef or contaminated beef. It is more commonly seen in European population: France, Ireland, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, Saudi, US, Canada, etc. So what happens to the brain? I mean, in gross, in microscopy, in the imaging, we will see in detail. So gross, there is no massive change in the brain appearance. It appears almost normal. Only change that you find is that there is some degree of cerebral atrophy. That is the only finding you have. Other than that, there is no finding is present. In light microscopy, however, you will find some 5 classical findings. The first finding is the first finding will be the spongiform encephalopathy, spongiform degeneration. What is spongiform degeneration? It's a sponge-like change, that is vacuolations, 1 to 5 micrometer vacuolations in the neurons, basically affecting the cerebral cortex, cerebellum, putamen, thalamus. All the important areas will go for spongiform degeneration. And secondly, there will be evidence of astrocyte gliosis, and there will be no inflammation. There will be no T lymphocyte, B lymphocyte, B cells, nothing. There will be completely no inflammatory response to this prion proteins. And fourthly, that is the formation of amyloid plaques. This amyloid plaques, that is a classical florid plaque, is more commonly seen in variant CJD, and in GSS, this amyloid plaque can have cerebellum and blood vessel invasions. So these are the 4 LM findings. Grossly, there is no change, only there is cerebral atrophy. In microscopy, they can for spongiform degeneration, astrocyte gliosis, and lack of inflammatory response, and florid amyloid plaques. So how do they present? The classical stereotype presentation will be an elderly patient presenting with dementia, myoclonus, and seizure. However, it's a very rare presentation. So this is a classical presentation where you suspect prion disease. An elderly patient presenting with the dementia, myoclonus, and seizures. So what are the prodromal symptoms? They initially have some prodromal symptoms like fatigue. These are completely asymptomatic: fatigue, sleep disturbance, headache, anxiety, weight loss. This will be followed by the CNS manifestations. The first one will be the higher mental functions. Higher mental function means all the cortical symptoms. Depending upon the lobe involvement, there will be cortical symptoms like dementia and personality change, all these changes. Then extrapyramidal symptoms, tremors, chorea, hemibalismus, athetosis, chorea, and psychiatric disturbance in the form of depression, anxiety, psychosis, hallucinations, everything can be present. Pyramidal tract symptoms, where hemiplegia, pyramidal tracts in the form of human lesions like hypertonia, hyperreflexia, extensor plantar, seizures, optic atrophy. Basically, every region of the brain can be involved. But I can say the pyramidal is involved, extrapyramidal is involved, psychiatric problems can be present, higher mental function disturbance can be present. There can be eye problems like optic atrophy and gaze palsies. They can all be found in CJD patients. So how do you diagnose this Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease? First, we have to demonstrate this PRPSC proteins, abnormal protein demonstration. That is the only specific method for diagnosing this CJD proteins. We do a brain biopsy and you can determine the PRPSC proteins, or you can go for an imaging. In the imaging, you can find some classical findings. So these are the 3 classical findings that are seen in brain imaging. First, you will have this cortical ribboning. The cortical ribboning, this ribboning is what you have, cortical ribboning. So this is the cortical ribboning you can see, and then you can have the cortical atrophy. There will be atrophy of the cortex. There will be atrophy of the cortex, and then there is increased basal ganglia hyperintensities. So increased basal cortical ribboning, basal ganglia hyperintensities, and cortical atrophy. These are seen in imaging, and lumbar puncture can show certain findings like increase in the protein, CSF proteins, 1433 can be elevated, or CSF neurons can be elevated, tau proteins can be elevated, but these are not specific. findings are seen, but they are not specific findings. And EEG, 60% of the patient can show repeated high voltage triphasic sharp wave and polyphasic waves. This is classical findings. Repeated high voltage triphasic waves can be seen in EEG. In familial prions, that PRPNPS gene sequencing can be done to identify familial transmission of this prion diseases. How do you treat? Before going to the treatment of the patient, we will go for the decontaminations. How do you decontaminate the vessels? By autoclaving at 134 degrees centigrade for 5 hours. It is a high duration. 134 degrees centigrade for 5 hours can decontaminate the prions, or treatment with sodium hydroxide for a few hours can also decontaminate the prion diseases. So how do you treat? There is no effective treatment for prion diseases of now. You can try fluopetin maleate drug, can be tried, but that is also not very effective. Quinacrine was used in trials, but this quinacrine was not found to be useful based on the trials. And in animal diseases, however, pentosan polysulfonate, porphyrin and phenylhydrazine have been tried in animal disease. So summing up, what is prion disease? Prion disease literally means an abnormal misfolded proteins causing a lot of CNS manifestations. It is transmitted by consumption of contaminated beef, or it is transmitted hereditarily or sporadically. It can occur, or cannibalism. In the old age, cannibalism transmitted this disease. These proteins do not have any DNA or RNA. They have no immune response to that. They are abnormal misfolded proteins. They can cause CNS manifestation in the form of dementia, myoclonus, seizures, and elderly patients. All this presentation can be identified. MRI can show cortical ribboning and cortical atrophy and basal ganglia hyperintensities, and the ECSF shows increase in protein 14-14-2. You can treat it with the help of fluopetin maleate. This sums up our discussion on prion disease. Thank you.